Okay, we are live. Welcome to the 41st weekly live stream here at the Guitar Collection. So happy to be streaming here today. I've been up since very early this morning, playing a lot of guitar, learning some music. I hope you all are having a nice start to your week. Things over here for me are very busy, but in fact, really nice. It's honestly been a really good time. The weather in Austin, Texas is starting to get a little bit less hot. It's still low 90s, so don't get too excited. That's what I'm telling myself. But it's progressively getting there. So how are you guys doing? Where are you tuning in from? What are you sipping on today? Is it a tea, a coffee? I am having some nice Hawaiian Hawaiian Kona coffee is what I meant to say. By the way, those of you that are watching this after the fact, maybe you catch the stream at a time that's more advantageous for you, understandably. There are always timestamps that I put. Admittedly, for the last live stream, I just added the timestamps this morning, so I realized I forgot. But if you'd like to skip around to listen to a specific guitar that you're interested in hearing or seeing, feel free to do that. You can always scroll along the playhead at the bottom of the video to find that, or in the description of the video, you can click to the specific spot. Today, I feel like in previous weeks, in recent weeks, I've been showing a lot of traditional guitars. And I figured this week we will have a nice little theme going on, which are three amazing double-top guitars at different price points and different provenance. And I thought that would be a really fun thing to do, if not just a really great comparison. Also, excitingly, all three of these guitars are available and none of them are on the website yet. So if you are interested in getting first dibs or learning more about any of these that I didn't really explain in the video, please write an email to me, visit the website, write something. Would love to hear from you and just talk guitar. So give you more information about any of these. I think, yes, all three of these have been professionally photographed. So that is cool. I can give you full albums of these. Okay, Javier says, hello, Evan and everybody. Awesome. Welcome, Javier. Good to see you here. Jaden says, hey, Evan, tuning in from college in Vancouver. Awesome. Hey, how's it going, Jaden? Jaden's a great young guitarist that's visited here before. So I hope you're having a good time in college. That's exciting. I bet you're having better weather. Okay, well, just to give you a quick preview for you all just tuning in here of the guitars that I'll be showing today. I'll be starting off with someone brand new to me. This is a Chinese luthier based in Tianjin, China, Yan Lei. This is his 69th guitar, and it is a spruce double top. A super, super impressive one. Let's just do a chord test. A very impressive guitar. I can't wait to get to it. Oh, Ray, what's up? I'm finally making it live. This is going to be great. Welcome, Ray. Glad you made it. Awesome. We have a good time here. And also, if you have questions, I'm always here to try to shoot out some questions. Dennis says, hey, Evan, good to see you again. Dennis up in Canada. Awesome. Dennis, you happen to be in Vancouver, right where Jaden just said he's tuning in from? Okay, well, I'm going to show you the second guitar. And I'm telling you guys, things just get crazier over here. I have so many amazing guitars, not only here, on the website, in the pipeline. Things just happen. Like, they're finally here on the website and videos are released. And then I have the guitars that are new arrivals that I have so many of that eventually you'll get videos of. But, a lot of times you get the advanced look here in the live stream. And then there's guitars that I see on the periphery of luthiers finishing, or I'm working out with collectors or clients, and those are on the way soon. It's just so cool. It's a lot of fun. And, this is just a little example of how crazy and cool things are getting lately. So it's a really wonderful time for me. And I'm so happy to be able to share this with you all. So Paul from Ann Arbor. What's up, Paul? Regular here. Good to see you. Juan Carlos Torres Jimenez says, what strings do you recommend for a double top guitar? Sorry, no recommendation. I don't really find that strings for double tops differ very much for single top guitars. It's just all preference. You know, if you've seen videos on my channel, a lot of times I talk about how I typically prefer the third and second string being carbon. Whether that's Knobloch, D'Addario, Savarez, Augustine, these are all great choices. I think you just try them and see what works well for you. But I am a staunch believer in the first string being nylon. I almost can't stand them being carbon. Although certain guitars, and actually one of them here is, two of them here have a carbon first string. So I'll be getting to that here shortly. This guitar is one of the rarest double top guitars on the planet. This is made by the German luthier Antonius Mueller, the inventor of this chevron patterned balsa double top guitar. So if you see other makers doing balsa double tops like Glen Cannon, or I mean, there's such a huge number of people that do. It is based off of this design, and not to mention the number of great players that play these, concertize and record on these guitars that make everyone just so enthralled with the sound of these guitars. Antonius Mueller. So one thing that you can say about these guitars is that the sustain is prioritized to the highest degree. For a double top guitar, many times you pull from the area of sustain to get something else, whether it's responsiveness or volume. This guitar really does seem to have it all. Now, it is loud. Many people will tell you they are so super loud, like nothing's louder. That's not true. There are louder guitars like Dumb and Brook, Cobb. Some of these guitars might be a hair louder, but you would be very hard pressed to find a guitar with more even sustain than this Antonius Mueller. So just take a listen to a couple of chords. It is sincerely hard to feel cozier with a guitar than you do with this Antonius Mueller. So that will be the second guitar I showed today. And hello, those of you just joining, please say hello. I would love to hear from you. I'll get to your questions and comments here shortly. But great to see that some people are joining in. I'm going to show you the last treat of a guitar here. Gosh, I even forgot to mention, that Antonius Mueller guitar was Adam Holtzman's main performing guitar. The one I was just showing, that's his main performing guitar since he got it built for him in 2016. This is the first time it's been available. This guitar, the last one I'm going to show you here, is made by possibly the most famous American luthier making double top guitars, named Glen Cannon. This guitar belonged to the great Turkish virtuoso, Turkish American, he's an American citizen now, Celil Refik. Now, those of you that have been anywhere on YouTube, classical guitar YouTube, have heard of this guy. He has some super viral videos of playing amazing things like, go look up his video of playing Las Abejas by Barrios, or Goldberg variations in the GFA finals, or a number of other things. He's super virtuoso. So actually one of the most impressive players I've ever heard. And this guitar has been his main companion since it was built for him in 2016 also. Weird that it's another 2016 guitar. Also, this guitar, there were 5 or 6 Naxos Records albums recorded on this very guitar. Dominiconi, why am I blanking? 2 CDs of Barrios, and several other CDs were recorded on this very guitar. Needless to say, it's been all over the world. It's been played on a lot. There was some wear, but Glen Cannon, the maker of this guitar, repolished it. The neck, really perfect condition. The top, the back, all perfectly polished. There's a little dent here that was repaired, and that's about it. It's a beautiful guitar, but, I didn't let you hear it. A very organic sound. Honestly, these are 3 very dreamy guitars. It's going to be really cool playing these and comparing them. And I was just scrolling through my text messages here, not text, but my photo album, to try to find exactly what albums were recorded on this, because it's pretty cool. And I want to say it when I actually start presenting. Yeah. Oh, that's right. Morel, Domeniconi, 2 CDs of Barrios, and a Rodrigo CD. So check that out. It's pretty cool, right? Well, all right. We'll get to the first guitar in a moment. And then maybe to keep kind of a format going here, I'll answer some questions before I get to that first guitar by Jan Ley. Let's see. Oh, Seth removed his messages, but I saw them before about strings or something, but now it's gone. Don from LA, good to see you. Oh, wow. Okay. Anyhow, well, we will go ahead and get started with these guitars, presenting them to you. Looks like, okay, Diesel says, curious about your perspective of double top versus traditional, if volume matters more than notes blending. Ooh, well, that is what we call a loaded question. Because you're sort of assuming that notes blending gets erased by volume, or maybe that this is some sort of downfall of double top or traditional guitars. I don't feel that way at all. Well, you know what? I could talk about this subject for hours, and I don't want to bore everyone here that's looking forward to hearing guitars, but there are really great double top guitars, there are really great traditional guitars, and there are really great lattice brace guitars. And when I say great, I mean sort of great examples in my opinion, but also many people find great examples that are totally different than my own preferences. The greatest examples of each of these styles of building are able to achieve everything, like volume, tone, notes blending, big palette of colors, responsiveness. The best examples will be present in all of the styles of guitar building. And realistically, all these styles of building aren't really to like create some new sound of classical guitar. It's just trying to improve upon the sound that we all love. So, you're going to find a much more staunch position on something like, what are your perspective about steel string versus classical, or violin versus guitar? So I think there is not to get too deep into this, but I think there is a lot of propaganda out there about both styles of guitars, traditional and double top guitars. So just sort of saying. I'm trying to be somewhat anti-propaganda over here with my preference of instruments, because truly I enjoy each of those styles of guitars done well, Okay, well, why don't we just get started here? This is going to be really nice. So, all right, we got 17 people here watching. This is great. Let's go ahead and start. I'll talk about the first guitar of today. This is a guitar by the Chinese luthier Jan Ley. Now, as you can see, this is a spruce double top with some color added to the top. As you can see, this is my first time ever coming across one of Jan Ley's guitars. This is his 69th guitar. And I am very, very impressed by it. And everyone I've shown it to so far, which has only been a couple of friends, has really liked this guitar. Now, right away, you'll notice how light it is. I mean, it is phenomenally light. In fact, why don't I weigh it? I'm looking around for my scale, which, darn, I normally keep it right out on my desk, but I've seemed to misplace it. So unfortunately, I won't tell you the weight, but moving on past that. Anyways, the first thing you'll notice is just how light this is. It is a feather. It just flies off of your hands. As you're talking, you hear it responding to you. And I really like these qualities. I certainly appreciate it when you pick up a guitar and it's a feather. Now, before we get to the sound of this, let's just talk a little bit about the specs. Yes, I said it's a spruce double top. You can see this really nice rosette here in the center. You can see a nice little, I guess one off-center little dot here on the rosette, which is kind of hard to pick up. Although there are a couple of other little ones that are like semicircles or kind of just part of the pattern. In fact, I'm getting distracted as I'm talking because this thing is just vibrating, so I have to mute the strings. But yeah, really beautiful rosette, which you'll also see on the tie block here, the same central motif. Then when you look at the guitar, you'll see there is a raised fingerboard just slightly, and then a very peculiar feature here. Look at this. Do you see the Indian rosewood here separated by another little purfling here on the sides? Pretty cool, right? And then when you flip it around this way, another little purfling here, separating the piece of Indian rosewood. Now, it's very hard to say if this is one piece or not that was just cut. The grain doesn't really match up from side to side, but you know what? This might be something that bothers some people. When I see this, it catches my eye and it draws my interest to the guitar. I think it's a very catchy, cool little detail here. The back and sides are Indian rosewood, a very standard, nice looking set. And you'll notice that same purfling down the center strip of the guitar and around the outsides, the bindings here. So you'll notice that feature kind of everywhere. When it comes to the neck of this guitar, it is very appealing to me. It is not super thin, not super thick. The action is extremely low with plenty of room to go lower. I find it a very, very easy guitar to play. And then moving up on the headstock, we've got these tuners here with the, looks like a brass base plates and a really classy designed headstock design. I mean, it looks similar to something like Francisco Simplicio with maybe some other inspirations from Hauser. And yeah, anyways, it's a nice, unique take on the head design, and I quite like it. It's simple and elegant, and can't do better than that. So let's get into the sound of this guitar. Right away, I think you'll be really surprised by the responsiveness and the volume of this guitar. And just the sheer balance. I mean, you get that feeling in the right hand that you don't have to try very hard to make a really beautifully well-balanced chord. You know, whether you're arpeggiating it or... In fact, it's very chimey, tons of overtones. You hear high harmonics every time you play this E. It's very satisfying. Feels very deep too. I really enjoy how responsive this guitar is. It's, in order to get a really great sound out of it, you don't need to press very hard. You don't really need to make the string travel very much. I mean, the lightest touch makes everything come out of this guitar. And at the same time, it doesn't feel so responsive like some guitars that I'm talking about kind of often on this channel, about being so touchy that your tone always has to be right on point, otherwise you sound really bad. It's not one of those guitars either. I find it very low stress to get a great sound out of it. What do you guys think? Can you hear that from the other side? It just, maybe you can see from body language or something. It just feels very easy to play. Maybe I'll do a couple passages here. very, very nice. Makes me want to play a little bit of Grand Valse by Targa. What a killer second string. Well, what's also extremely impressive about this guitar is the price that it's at. Now, I know it's not on the website yet. Please write to me if you are curious about this guitar. I think it'll surprise you. It competes very, very well with doubletops that are much more expensive, with wait lists that, range 10 years. Even that rolled chord with a thumb, which can kind of be reckless. I feel like you hear every regis of the guitar very easily. Isn't that nice? I mean, gosh, even the thumb stroke sound. Wow, pretty cool. Very, very impressive. One thing that I find interesting about this guitar is that while it's even in terms of balance and sustain, certain notes do pop out, but not in a wolfy way, not in a way that makes the note short, but in a way that makes the guitar exciting. Like, actually, when I think about some of the best traditional guitars, they actually do have some funny things about them, some characteristics, some notes that really glow. And on this guitar, this A is just wonderful. So when I come up here, and yes, it's triggering all the sympathetic vibrations, but even, you hear? It's pretty amazing. Let's try drop D before we go to the next guitar. Again, this guitar is available. I have a full album of photos, fortunately, for this guitar. Isn't that something? There's such a depth. Yeah, very low, very, very low media resonance. Wow. Very, very nice. So hopefully you guys have enjoyed this. It's got that growl in the bass. That's so exciting. Wow. Well, if you're looking for one of the best double tops at this price point, my gosh, this is definitely one to check out. Yanlei, 2025, Tianjin, China. First I've seen of this luthier. Extremely lightweight, powerful double top at a price point that is extremely affordable. So, my gosh. I'm going to move on to the next guitar because we've got some real heavy hitters today. So, anyways, if you have any questions, please say hello. I'm going to go ahead and have a sip of coffee. I also have someone visiting the workshop here today to check out some amazing guitars. Some of the ones I'm showing you today as well. So looking forward to that. Kind of fun to chit-chat a little bit here. Great. Hello, Sergey from Albania. Awesome. Never been, would love to go, man. Okay, let's see. I believe, yes, the next guitar that I have here is by the German luthier Antonius Mueller. And boy, is this one special guitar. Now, first off, this one is now 9 years old, from the year 2016. And this one was owned by my former professor, Adam Holtzman, since the guitar was made. It was made for him, and it has been his main performing instrument, and probably teaching instrument as well, since this guitar was built. He's someone who loves guitars, has a lot of different guitars, but if you find any photo of him performing at Brevard or with an orchestra, whatever it is, it's going to be with this guitar. Now, for those of you that don't know Antonius Mueller, I've featured a few of his guitars on my channel. Antonius Mueller is like the inventor of the balsa double top guitar. Now, there were some guitars made by Matthias Dahmen that had wood strips in between the two layers of tops. Those were cedar strips and were parallel with the grain. But Antonius Mueller came up with his own design of balsa strips, which you can see commonly in balsa double top guitars, where there's this chevroning pattern. So you'll see, if you lean this guitar in the right light, this chevroning pattern. And his guitars are played by some of the most famous guitarists in the world: Zoran Dukic and Yelo Desiderio, Sharon Isbin, this is a huge one. Scott Tennant for a long time also played these guitars. Matt Grief, several members of the LA Guitar Quartet, several members of the Texas Guitar Quartet. The list goes on and on and on. Thomas Kirchhoff, Dale Cavanaugh. I mean, I'm going to end up forgetting a lot of people, honestly. And something that's very neat about Antonius Mueller is that his guitars aren't just played by like a collection of the most famous, super seasoned performers, but also by a lot of young players. Like you've seen them in the GFA, Francisco Luis, Hal Young. Many others, many other players are playing these for very good reason. His guitars are known for being extremely powerful and having a sustain that is really like no other. I mean, these guitars have this warm glow to them that just never fades. And on top of that, this is one that has been played so much, and it's also evident by the condition of the guitar. So let me talk just a little bit about that before we get deeper into the sound. This guitar has a cedar top. You'll notice some marks in the top. It's a cedar double top, of course, with balsa strips. You'll notice lots of little Raschiato marks, actually not super deep underneath the bridge. Then there's one dent here, which was semi-repaired. It didn't go through the top, but it is something that you notice when you pick up the guitar. There's also a string ding that was repaired underneath the bridge. And aside from that, there's just marks here and there from, a lot of use. Maybe a little bit of wear to the polish here. It has Indian rosewood back and sides, which is still in very good condition. There's little marks here and there, but, Tony Mueller doesn't French polish his back and sides. So this is very resilient. The neck, perfect condition. Nice raised fingerboard here. Easier access to the upper frets. And a very low action with room to go lower here at the saddle. There's actually tons of room to go lower if you wanted. Up at the headstock, oops, I've got a clip-on tuner here just ruining the look of this guitar. You'll see standard tuners. These are Goto standard tuners. And aside from that, some nice light strips and the Indian rosewood veneer of the head. And going beyond that, the sound of this guitar. It has a very regal sound. And you know what? It has a slightly different characteristic than most of the Antonius Mueller guitars that I've played and represented in my shop. And I gotta think it's because this guitar has been played for so long. This isn't a guitar that has been played and then, put in a case for a long time, played again. This has been, like I said, Adam Holzman's main concertizing guitar of the past, 8 years or something. 9 years. It's very, very balanced. It's very, very warm. And then the trebles have this extra spark to it that is just so hard to find. Just listen to this. That scale just came out like butter. You can definitely say that this guitar makes playing legato so easy. I mean, put it against any other guitar, really. I mean, legato on Antonius Mueller guitars, and especially this one, is just so effortless. You get the feeling that every single note you never have to leave. If I play something like this, there's something almost not guitar-like when I play this. It sounds like you're a violinist just holding that F sharp. I mean, it comes up to pitch and stays at pitch for so long. It's something else. Well, I'll say it. This guitar probably has the best sustain I've ever heard on a guitar. There's something phenomenal about it. There's something a little bit unguitaristic about it. If you're looking for a guitar that, peaks and then has this nice normal decay, this really isn't it. This is a guitar that has some sort of freak of nature piano pedal pressed while you play the notes, which really does make your music feel so easy. I mean, when I do this, just amazing. Yeah, you guys hear some of this. It's really... Listen to some of this. Something like La Cathédrale, right? Oops, that's my fault. Out of this world is right. And you know what? The ability to get the sustain isn't from plucking the F sharp just right. Sometimes on some guitars, and it's about this guitar, on some guitars you really have to find the perfect place to play the F sharp. It's like maybe if you play a little bit close to the fingerboard, then it won't ring out. So you're like, okay, maybe over here. Maybe I have to play really loud to catch the sympathetics. No, this guitar, it doesn't matter where I hit it. Watch, I'll go in such a terrible place, very close to where I'm fretting. How about over here? How about here? All sound great. So it gives you this comfort. And this is what I'm talking about with Antonius Mueller guitars. It's something different. It's so nice. And I'm doing vibrato because the sustain allows me to. It's not because I need to do vibrato to keep the note to ring. So anyways, I won't get too much more nerdy with this, but if you're looking for one of the best Antonius Mueller guitars on the planet, with a little bit of wear to it, but great provenance, it will come with a letter from Adam Holzman talking about this guitar, what he used it for, the many concerts he played with it. It's really, you have to play it to understand. Just something else. You know, I feel like I can play so slowly on this and it be really nice. I don't feel rushed anywhere. To tune up for a moment. And you know what? Let's take it down to drop D and play what some of y'all think is my favorite song. This is Prelude 11 by Targa. Let's try a little bit of Capriccio Arabe. Everyone has their guitar at home where, when you're playing it, there's certain notes that make you just, there's certain areas of the guitar that just make you go, oh, wow, that's really nice. Whatever it is, it could even be on a very inexpensive guitar. There's going to be some sort of area that just glows, right? And on this guitar, I have to tell you, there are such a high percentage of areas that just feel and sound phenomenal. I mean, whether it's the first string, or whether it's the second string, like somewhere like here, right? Whether it's the upper frets, or whether you're talking about the basses, being rich and clear. I'll have to stop there. Making all sorts of mistakes playing wise, but this guitar really is a miracle. It's a magical experience playing it. And yes, I'm going to stop there with this guitar. But if you're interested in this Antonius Mueller, 2016 ex-Adam Holtzman, a former professor of mine, an amazing guitar player and teacher, well, this one just might be for you. We'll see how long this one lasts. But it's beautiful. It's really beautiful. I didn't even get to cover all the aesthetic details of the guitar, but let's move on to the next guitar here. Yeah, I see some comments here. Everyone's like, whoa, it's phenomenal. Now, moving on to another guitar that is of equal provenance with some very interesting and amazing recordings on this guitar. The last guitar I'm going to be presenting to you here today is made by the American luthier Glen Cannon, also from the year 2016. Also a balsa doubletop. Now, before we go into all the little details about this guitar, I have to say this one has been owned since it was created, 2016, by the Turkish-American guitarist Celil Refik Kaya. Huge virtuoso. I mean, one of the most impressive players on the planet today. You could go watch his video of playing Las Abejas or the Goldberg Variations. The Goldberg Variations video from Guitar Foundation of America, the GFA, where he won a prize, was recorded on this guitar. And speaking of recordings on this guitar, he recorded 5 albums with Naxos Records, the huge classical music label. A Dominiconi CD, Carlo Dominiconi, Jorge Morel, 2 Augustin Barrios CDs, and a Rodrigo CD. All on this guitar, recorded by Norbert Kraft, most of them. So a tried and true guitar to its core. I mean, if you listen to his recordings, Spotify, Apple Music, anywhere, you will find, you'll hear this exact guitar, and you'll see many videos and photos of him playing this exact guitar by Glen Cannon. So it's really cool to be able to have this guitar in my hands, to be able to show you all it, get a taste of how it sounds. And just a little bit about this very guitar. Now, this was recently repolished by Glen Cannon, the maker of this guitar. Before, it had seen quite some wear, as you can imagine, from performances, competitions, recordings all around the world. So Glen Cannon repolished this top, the back, the neck. It feels like a brand new guitar. Now, I do have to mention there's one dent repair down here. It's not super noticeable, but it is something you would notice when you pick up the guitar and really closely inspect. Other than that, there's not even a scratch on it because, again, it's been repolished by Glen Cannon. Now, for those of you that don't know Glen Cannon's guitars, he's probably the most popular and celebrated double top maker in the United States. The popularity of his guitars going all over the world, actually in large part thanks to people like Celil, Refik playing this guitar so much. Also people like Mark Teicholz, Adam Holzman owned one for many years. A friend of mine, Eitan Benavi, played these all over the place. And there's many, many other players that are playing this. He's especially popular in California because he's based in San Francisco area. Now, I do have to say, these are the strings that Glen sent me this guitar with, which are nylon strings. But you know what? This is what he prefers on the guitar, so I figured I'll show it to you with these. Aesthetically, this guitar is beautiful. I mean, this old rosette of Glen Cannon's, he's changed things every now and then, but this rosette is beautiful. This pattern in the center is just so cool. I love this interwoven pattern. I love the colors. There's like this light red blocks that go around the outside that you can see from Torres's guitars. That's at least where I'm thinking he's drawing the inspiration from. You'll also see that on the tie block. Almost has this rose gold look to it. That's beautiful. You'll notice a very raised fingerboard, almost in the style of like Tom Humphrey. A very raised fingerboard makes it super easy to reach the upper frets. The back and sides are Indian rosewood. Again, recently repolished by Glen Cannon. Really beautiful work. There's no marks on it, so I'm being very careful with this guitar. On the back of the neck, you'll notice a standard French polish finish, but then when you get up to the head, here you'll notice this veneer of what looks like burled, some sort of burled wood here. It looks gorgeous. Sloan tuners, very accurate, and the headstock just being Indian rosewood plating. Dots on the 7th, 12th, and 17th frets. Very, very low action. Super easy to play guitar, and well, we should test the sound, yeah? Immediately from the first chord, it has the sound characteristic of a guitar that has been played a lot. It is very open, very warm, and then I'm noticing something about this first string. Yes. A very round sound. Spectacular first string. Whoa. This is all nylon strings. A very balanced sound, very natural sounding. Now, one thing that you'll notice on a lot of Glen Cannon guitars is a sound port right here. That's fairly large. On this guitar, there is no sound port, and it makes me think, I'm like, gosh, is it the sound port on some of his guitars that make it sound different than this one? or not, but I'm not sure. The sound sounds so beautifully open, so balanced, and a very organic sound. And those of you that know my opinions and tastes on guitars, I really prefer this organic double top sound. It doesn't matter what treble or response or whatever comes with it. This is a very organic guitar sound. I have to tune a little bit more. Sorry, these are new strings. There we go. It was just one string out of tune. Very satisfying sound. Oops, something's still out of tune. The A string was flat and the D string was sharp. Very impressive sustain to the fourth string. Very quick response to that first string. Very nice. Well, not only does this guitar sound great, but it is so easy to play. I always place Glen Cannon's guitars in my top 5, if not top 3, of most easy to play guitars on the planet. And don't ask me to analyze why that is. It's some miraculous combination of the shape of the neck, the fingerboard work, the intonation, the action, the fret choices, the fret polishing. I think it's a combination of all of these things, not to mention the sound. It is just ridiculously playable, especially when you're up here. The raised fingerboard helps. It just makes your job easy as a guitar player, honestly. They feel so easy to play. And this guitar, wow, what a well-seasoned giant. With a huge palette of colors. See, it just makes me think, gosh, when people say that double top guitars are monochromatic. There's only one sound you can get from them. Only traditional guitars. No. Listen to the palette of colors this guitar. Don't just listen to what other people say. Much better. Even over the sound hole. Then I mean, you could get whatever sound you want. Or yeah. Wow, what a sound. Well, let me detune here to drop D and play a couple of other examples for you. Sorry, new strings. I'm having to constantly adjust. Well, let me tell you this. This guitar by Glen Cannon, of course, one of the main, let me start all of that over. Let me just say this. This guitar by Glen Cannon, of course, owned by Celil Refik for the past, since this guitar was born, and recorded on 5 different Naxos albums. Concerts all over the world, recordings everywhere, performances everywhere. This guitar is one seasoned, broken-in instrument that still sounds like a guitar. It is not the loudest guitar of all the double tops and lattice brace guitars of all time. It has tons of volume, don't get me wrong. But this guitar breaches that kind of barrier between this organic sound and this more double top piano-like sound. I think you get both out of this instrument, depending on how you play it. You know, you can very much have a light attack and get a great, well-balanced sound, or with a little bit more strength, you get this really Spanish sound, really. And then some of the evenness and tones reminds you of this piano-like sound, with still a very natural decay to the note. What a great guitar to play. I mean, I just love how much energy you can get out of that first string. What a legendary sound out of this 2016 Glen Cannon X Celil Refik Kaya. If you're interested in it, please let me know. It is not on the website yet, but I do have a full album of great photos, really amazing photos of this guitar. And gosh, I think that just about concludes it here for today. I showed you three incredible guitars. I mean, I feel so lucky to be comparing these. Let me see some comments here, and then I've got to run. So if you got something to write, please write it right away, because I will have to scurry off after I read your comments. Let's see. Leonardo, hello from Oakland. Hey, good to see you, Leo. Yeah, man, I know you're a fan of Glen's guitars too, man. It's fantastic. Ivan, what's up from Singapore? Sorry you're late. Don't apologize. Come on. I'm glad you're here. Brian says, beautiful dark tone. Absolutely. Yes, it's such a beautiful sound to this one. One moment here. I'll see if any of you all have more comments. Okay, well, I think we'll wrap that up here for today. I've got to run, get ready for my next appointment here. If you're interested in any of these guitars, please write to me. Look out for the channel tomorrow. A video releases on this really awesome Santos Hernandez guitar from 1934. Special instrument. It's already on the website, but the video is not viewable till tomorrow morning. But anyhow, thanks so much for watching, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Bye-bye.